up, it's on. It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, it takes what's ours.
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Not Guilty Garys. My name is Not,
My name's Guilty.
and we're ready. Guilty? What are we talking about today?
Richard Glossip.
Richard Glossip. That is right. This one's got some heft to it. We're going to really dig in. We got our shovels.
I got the hole.
Let's go. All right, so brief overview. We're going to kind of run through, to start, background on the case, like who was involved, what happened, why, where, when, all that good stuff. And then what happened at trial, kind of going deeper into everything that went down, what's going on today, and what we think should happen. And also just kind of chatting about it. So super quick, we got, to the best of our knowledge, pretty much what went down. Richard Glossip was the manager at the Best Budget Inn in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. At that same Best Budget Inn, the maintenance guy, Justin Sneed, beat, who's Barry Von Treese?
He was the owner of the motel.
Boom.
Yeah.
Barry Van Treese. I just kind of ran into that. But owner of the motel, running back. The maintenance guy, Justin Sneed, beat Barry Von Treese to death with a baseball bat. And then there was they found stab wounds and stuff, right?
It was just general scratches. I don't think there's any stab wounds.
Cool. Yeah. So he got smacked. Treese gone. And then there's some other kind of weird stuff, but that's sort of what's going down.
Yeah.
Richard Glossip and Justin Sneed are said to be involved in the murder of Barry Von Treese.
On January 7th, 1997. This was over 25 years ago. By like 3 months. Pretty much there's what was decided in the case happened, and there was Justin Sneed's story and Glossip's story. Starting with what was determined to happen was pretty much Glossip made a plan to kill Van Treese in order to get both the money that he had obtained and a chance of running the hotel. Now, Justin Sneed's story. He told the cops that at 3 a.m. in the morning, Richard came to him offering $7,000 to kill Van Treese. Now, he agreed, and in room 102 of the motel, he took a baseball bat and bashed his head in. Now, during this altercation, Sneed got a black eye, and he broke a window, right? Two very important things, because the window is evidence of the scuffle that took place.
True.
Now, after that, a bunch of other shenanigans happened. Glossip and Sneed covering it up. Instead of Sneed getting the $7,000, he instead had to split $4,000, which Van Treese had before he died. So they both got $2,000, right? And then they took Van Treese's car away, fixed the window, and hid the body. I think it was they didn't hit the body. It was still in the motel, I believe. And that is Sneed's story of what happened.
Boom.
Then there was Glossip's story. Glossip says that him and his girlfriend were in their bedroom, and then at 5 a.m. Sneed knocked on his hotel door, and he told him that in room 102, the room where Sneed killed Van Treese, that two drunk people had broken the window. And then Glossip was like, "Hey man, you should go fix the window and stuff and clean the room." And he was like, "All right." And then he went, and then later that day, around noon, Glossip got a call from the desk clerk that Van Treese was dead. And from that, Glossip suspected him.
Bang.
Bang.
Yeah. Big stuff. So, yeah, kind of conflicting stories. Who to believe? What's going on? We're going to dig into all of it and the trial after this short break.
rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can.
Sweet. All right. Back again. Thank you very much, Troy, for all of that. So I'm gonna kind of going on with the trial. So legally, really like looking at the state's case, Glossop is convicted guilty of first-degree murder with malice, found with the existence of the murder for remuneration, which, from what I can tell, is he was given money for it.
Correct. Yes.
Yup. And yeah, that's kind of their whole case, which is like he did this with malice, intent, all that good stuff because he wanted the money and to take over that position, probably. But there's some weird stuff going on here. One of the things I want to kind of get into, just some facts about Glossop to kind of throw this out there. I am on Glossop's side a little more here. I feel like, if not innocent, he's certainly not involved as much as like the state is making it out to be, and then he really doesn't deserve the death penalty. Where you at?
I agree. I think he's completely guilty on the fact that he was involved with the murder. However, I don't believe that his actions should end with him being given the death penalty.
Yeah. So, going along with that, some facts about Glossop and just this whole situation. Glossop did not have, number one, Glossop did not have any significant history of prior criminal activity, which this feels like a big jump. Glossop is 41 years of age. He is like fairly normal emotional and family history. Since his arrest on January 9th, 1997, has been incarcerated and has not posed a threat to other inmates or detention staff, just kind of hanging out. Glossop is amenable to a prison setting and will pose little risk in such a structured setting. Glossop has a family who love him and value his life, which feels kind of odd for something that of such magnitude to just like kill this dude and then steal his money. No significant drug or alcohol abuse history. He was not present when Barry Von Treese was killed. And there's some other stuff I could say, but to me, I feel like there's a lot of things that kind of add up here to this feels weird to convict this guy of the death penalty and even guilt of this crime when he seems like just a fella who's going about it and got wrapped up in something kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. I think the thing that confuses me is the fact that he was charged with first-degree murder when, in fact, he murdered nobody. Now, the question is, did he tell Sneed to kill Van Treese?
True.
Now, there was a police interview with Sneed. And in this interview, Sneed stated that when he went into Van Treese's room with the baseball bat, he intended to only knock Van Treese out. Now, this statement goes against some other things he said, such as him being hired to kill Van Treese. But I think this discrepancy can show just how the motive behind the murder isn't exactly known, right? We don't know exactly what Glossop's intentions were when dealing with Sneed.
Yep. Big agree. Yeah. Huge.
And another thing, just throwing this in there, Glossop was 41 years of age 19 years ago. He is currently 60.
That's actually crazy.
Yes.
That's wild.
He's been in jail for a long time.
Man, criminal justice system. Am I right? I cannot believe Adnan be back.
Yeah.
What's going along with that? This is literally yesterday. Reading an article here from Tulsa World. This is about kind of what's going on right now. Yesterday this is talking about how Richard Glossop asked the court on Monday to once again delay his upcoming execution, which, again, Richard is on death row as of yet, and it seems like this has happened a few times where he's kind of delayed his execution, and we'll see what happens. They filed a motion. Criminal stuff is crazy. They're trying to get it extended to August 2024 so they can consider a separate motion for his attorneys for an evidentiary hearing. They suggest All right, apologies for that. Our thing kind of cut out because of the 10-minute limit. As I was saying,
10-minute limit.
shut up. They are going for a separate thing that could prove his innocence, but something in the same article they mentioned that could kind of interfere with that, kind of this whole situation. It says an independent investigation conducted last year by Houston law firm Reed Smith raised new questions about Glossop's guilt. And then they just talk about how there was a lot of stuff because this court case, this whole thing happened in 1997, many years ago. And Glossop is still on death row, all that stuff. There's a lot of things, lost or destroyed evidence, and lingering questions that we can't really answer. Kind of going back to this whole thing with Serial, where you can't ask these people what happened 6 weeks ago, let alone 15 years. So
15 years.
real crazy.
But here's what we do know. I believe that Glossop is in fact guilty of being involved because of specifically the money, right? In Sneed's story, he said that they split the $4,000 that Van Trees had. And during the investigation, Sneed was money was received from Sneed of around $1,700 and from Glossop as well. Or sorry, $1,700 from Glossop and around $1,300 from Sneed. Now, just money isn't that damning, but the fact that it was cash rather than like checks and in your bank makes it a lot more sketchy, and making it link to the actual murder, backing up Sneed's statements of the story much more than Glossop's, which have no evidence to back it. So, yeah.
Indeed. Wild stuff. I think that about sums it up for us today. I do agree. Who knows? You know?
Kind of rough. Yeah.
Pretty rough. Richard Glossop. What a guy. Yep.
It's just, it's hard because once you get to the point of him being convicted, the sentencing gets a little more murky because it's based much on opinion of the jurors.
Yeah.
And what they think, and we can't really alter that in terms of what they believe.
Yep. And if we've seen nothing from this past few months of listening to Serial and digging into all this court stuff, the legal system is pretty ick. So we'll see if anything happens. Even if he didn't deserve it, it's pretty tough to get out of that kind of situation. That's all we got.
Only thing he can do is try to keep pushing back his death date.
Indeed. A couple of God-fearing men. Not guilty Garys.
Not guilty Garys.
You got anything?
I'm Gary.
I'm not. Thank you. Peace out. Baby. Oh.